Today is the day I'm going to reveal to you how I did the splits in 10 days.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Short story long, or long story short, 20 years ago, I promised myself I was going to do the splits. Since my childhood, I have been stiff like a board. I have never been flexible in my whole life. You know, when kids are at school and they showcase their dance moves and splits and cartwheels and stuff, I wasn't able to do anything of that. Actually, people were saying, touch your feet. Actually, my brother is even more flexible than I am. So I wanted to tell you that because people, when they see me now, just say, oh, but that's easy for you, you're flexible. Well, dude, look at my pictures. During 20 years, I tried many times to do the splits. I tried and I failed because I didn't have the knowledge. I actually couldn't understand how I could do the splits being stiff as I was and how to do it and what exercises I should do. Sometimes I would receive some tips from people around and they would say, oh my God, that's easy. In 3 months, you're gonna do the splits. And they would give me exercises. I would do the exercises all the time. And then I would injure myself.
Epic fail, epic fail, epic fail.
And then in 2015, I had an aha moment. I realized that if I wanted to become flexible, I had to practice, but not like myself. You know,
Intense.
I'm quite intense, so when I try to do something, I just want to try until I get to it. But splits doesn't work like this. So I invited myself to practice a little bit every day. And I started with yoga, stretching, and ballet. You should have seen my first yoga flows. I looked like a spider with tangled legs. During 4 years, I did a little bit of stretching or a little bit of ballet or a little bit of yoga almost every day. And I noticed a big change. For me, it was a big change. Of course, if you watch the pictures, they're kind of pathetic. This is a picture of me in 2015 after 6 months of practicing yoga. I felt so flexible that I wanted to take the pictures and then see myself twisted like a gymnast or ballet dancer. Actually, I saw my pictures and I was like, yes, you heard well. These pictures are taken after 6 months of daily practice. And I was feeling quite flexible at that time. Of course, 1 year later, I was doing a little bit better. I could see some really big progress, but I wasn't able to do the splits. I went on like this during 2 years, and then I started figure skating. It kind of became a little obsession.
I love you. You're so beautiful. I love you. You're so shiny. I love you too. I love you both.
I then started to stretch a little bit deeper, but I couldn't quite yet get to the floor. After months, I was still 4 inches off the floor and I couldn't go deeper. I couldn't understand what I was doing wrong or what I could do to progress in my splits. This is when I really got frustrated. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. But frustration leads to stiffness. This is what I discovered thanks to the quarantine. When I decided to stay home because I was potentially infected,
Thanks God I wasn't.
I started to stretch every day. I started all splits challenges and I pushed myself beyond my limits. This is what I'm used to do. It's not that good sometimes for my body. I felt my body super stiff. But not only my body, my mind was in constant frustration. So, what did I do? I stopped everything. Yes, you heard right. I stopped doing everything I was doing. I remained 5 days without doing anything. For me, it's like 5 years. And then I abandoned everything I was doing before and I started to do yoga. Why yoga? Because yoga is one of the activities I do that do not stress me. I'm kind of an anxious person. So I decided to do yoga every day like before, but I added a twist. Because I really wanted to be relaxed, I practiced yoga every day, twice a day. I think that it made a difference. I was doing a yoga flow in the morning and a yoga flow in the afternoon. I was always trying to concentrate on the flow of my
movements and how to go deeper and breathe and relax
and I actually got relaxed. While I was doing the yoga flows, somehow my legs were bendier and my hips were going lower. My back was also more flexible, and I started to think, maybe when I go back to my splits challenge, I'm not going to be that stiff. I did yoga twice a day during 10 days, only in relaxing purpose. I started the splits challenge again after 4 days. So I've realized one thing. I couldn't go further with my splits because I was stressed out. And being stressed out doesn't help when you want to relax the muscles. If you want to relax the muscles, you have to be relaxed yourself. Different techniques really helped me. First, I totally focused on my breathing and how to get deeper with the breath. When you inhale, you go taller, and when you exhale, you try to go deeper with the hips. Seems super stupid because I've heard that so many times, but I couldn't understand it until I did it. I really felt the breathing. I really felt how my body was growing when I was inhaling, and it was going deeper into the floor when I was exhaling. The second technique that really helped me was the technique of the resistance. I learned that with a French guy. You strengthen your muscles to create the opposite movement and try to get out the splits during 5 seconds. Then you stop everything, you wait for 3 seconds, and then you exhale and you go deeper. And this tip actually helped me a lot because when you're doing the opposite movement and then you relax your muscles during 3 seconds, you are telling your muscles that they can be relaxed now, so you can go deeper in the splits.
physiological magic.
So tip number 3 is what I said before, practice yoga twice a day. Because in the morning, if you're like me, you wake up like... Please, if you like that, leave a comment below. I will feel less alone. When I was doing the morning yoga, the afternoon yoga was way better. I was doing a 20 minutes to 40 minutes flow every day, twice a day. Only focused on breathing and relaxing and going deeper with the exhale. My tip number 4 is understand where you have to become more flexible. I noticed that I had to be more flexible from the lower back because I was trying my split and it was literally folded over my front leg. But when I started to do back flexibility yoga, I started to gain a little bit of movement here, and it was easier to go deeper in the splits. Second thing I really had to work on was the arm string. The best yoga pose for arm string flexibility is definitely the high lunge. I actually felt that my hips were sinking towards the floor, and with the breathing it was super helpful. Other part of my body that I realized was super stiff was the front of my leg. We were talking about the psoas. So I tried to concentrate on stretching the psoas with the breathing as well. When I started to practice exercises that were specifically designed for these muscles, I started to feel a massive difference. Tip number 5 is to use yoga blocks. Those two became my best friends. The yoga blocks help you to be more relaxed, because if you are not quite in splits, you can put a yoga block under your pelvis and then kind of relax in the pose, which is important if you want to concentrate on the breathing and you can't because you are like... Also, I was using the yoga blocks to put my hands on the sides when I was doing the high lunge or low lunge, because it was helping me to concentrate on my breathing while leaving my hips sinking towards the floor without losing balance. And then came the after splits. I was so excited to do the splits. I even couldn't sleep at night. I know. It's crazy. I was like, oh my god. My leg touched the floor. That I wanted to stretch all the time. And this was a big mistake, because I kind of stretched those muscles way more than they should be. So then I remembered that it's not good. It's not good for you. So when you do the splits, just stretch deeply one day and leave 2 or 3 days between the sleep sessions. Split sessions. Let the body recover and let your muscles, because you stretch them so much. It's like when you want to gain muscle mass, you know? You tear the muscle fibers. When you stretch, it's the same thing. You tear the muscle fibers, so it has to recover and it has to repair itself. So professional usually recommend you do 3 to 4 flexibility sessions per week. I would do flexibility all day, but it's not good for you. Like when you're doing your workout, leave those arm strength recover and repair themselves a little bit before doing another deep stretch again, and you'll be fine. So basically, that's it. I used those 5 tips to melt into my splits. I really felt a massive difference. But if I would choose one tip over all tips, it would be the breathing. The breathing is key. With your breathing, your muscles can really relax and go deeper. So remove any stress. Don't push yourself too much. Just practice yoga twice a day. Concentrate on your breathing. And you'll see, after a while, I don't know, 1 week, 2 weeks, a month, try your splits again, and you'll see. I really, really hope you are going to realize this dream. I know what it means. I mean, maybe it's just like a goal, not a dream, like me. But remember, it's all about discipline. You have to stretch often if you want to progress. That's the main secret, actually. So if you like this video, give it a little thumbs up and subscribe. And tell me in the comments, where are you in your splits and how you're progressing and how you're practicing. Do you have any special tips? And do you have any special problems? I'd be very curious about your splits journey. I mean, mine was quite a journey. If you want more videos about splits or flexibility or sports or yoga practice, comment! So see you next week.